my name is Claudia Ramirez and I'm part of the 2024 HOW class.
My name is Arnoldo Rodriguez and I'm part of the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce Leadership Program.
I am Jennifer Silva, and Hispanic Austin Leadership is a leadership program. It's a development cohort for leadership where they allow you to network with other professionals in the Austin area and that are Hispanic as well, which is a great opportunity to grow your brand, but also get to know different things going on here in Austin.
We've had different subjects and topics that we've discussed in different classes. I think that for myself, education was a huge piece just because I believe that higher education helps open doors, especially for people like us, people like me, that English was not my first language. So it was truly an empowerment to be able to complete my higher education and open doors in my career, in my professional life. Just seeing that on myself and learning on the opportunities that other people like me have in the city, that was huge and a big part of why I'm doing this.
I know moving here, I didn't really know anyone, and so this group is great. They also force you to, well, I guess not force you. I meant to say they push you. Well, encourage, yeah.
One of the coolest things about HOW is that we get to work with people from multiple industries in a project that has nothing to do or very little to do with our actual professional lives. And we basically got assigned a group, in a group with Arnoldo, with Jenny, and with Cisco, whom we all work in different industries. And you get assigned one of the topics of the program. And we were lucky enough to get civic engagement because we're all very much passionate about civic engagement.
It's difficult to see that our own people, if we want to make a change, we need to step up and we need to do something for it instead of hoping that the best comes on its own. And if we all get together and put the right people in place, we can definitely make a change for us.
So civic engagement was our first class, and I remember feeling so inspired and so motivated to do something about the lack of civic engagement in our community. One of my favorite speakers was Gonzalo Barrientos, Senator Gonzalo Barrientos.
Me too. I really connected with what he was telling us because he was saying that the vast majority of Hispanics always complain, right? They say, oh, I'm not going to make a difference, or there's nothing that I could do, but then they don't vote. So he also said, if you keep thinking you can't make a difference, then you won't. So I was like, man, that is powerful. Those are powerful words because he's right. At the end of the day, we can't complain about something that we're not trying to fix or change. Sure, it might take years, but hey, this will help generations and generations to come, which is what we're trying to accomplish anyway. But it starts today.
My very first time voting was actually not too long ago. What motivated me to vote is seeing all the new laws, the new changes that were happening in Texas particularly, that I disagree with. At that moment, I finally felt like I had the opportunity to make a change. I did my part. I registered and I voted for the very first time. And yes, one vote might not be sufficient, but if we all come in together, all of our votes will become the power that will make a change.
So my parents are Spanish speaking only. They don't speak English at all. And so the first time I voted was when I was 18. And I remember I told my mom to come with me and she was like, no, I never vote, ¿para qué? And so that to this day has stuck with me because I feel like the Hispanic community, especially the Spanish speaking only, feels like they could not make a difference. And so I felt empowered at that time. I was like, we are gonna go and I'm gonna vote and make a huge difference.
We all at home have a Spanish speaker that only speaks Spanish. So we wanted to see, well, how do we help them? It's already difficult to get the community civically engaged, and statistics prove that. You know, there's really not the participation that we need from the community alone, but a large percentage of that are the Hispanic community.
Another fun fact that was shared was that Hispanics will be the vast majority here in Austin soon. The word that resonated with me the most was that they said, yeah, we make up the vast majority of the population, but who's driving the bus? And so that was like, man, we need to get up and start trying to drive that bus.
We got assigned the Civic Engagement project. So for this project, we are collaborating with one of our guest speakers, Amy Stansbury from the Austin Common. And what we're gonna do is help them expand their already current efforts to the Spanish-speaking community.
We had Amy do this amazing presentation, and she talked to us about civic engagement, and she provided this amazing book, and it's a great resource. And so as a group, when we met, we thought, what would be a way to involve the Hispanic community civically? And right away, the first thing we thought of was this really cool book. There's a lot of things in here that none of us had ever heard of, or knew the opportunities that we could be engaged with here in Austin. And so we thought, what better way to involve the Hispanic community than to take away the boundary of language and make this in Spanish and make this just an additional resource for them to look to.
So what we're gonna do is translate this document. I remember, I think my first time voting was actually in college when I was 18. I lived in Mexico my whole life, so this was my first year in the US. And as I went to the polls, I remember feeling overwhelmed with the language in the ballots and so many different initiatives that were on the ballot that I was not aware of. I'm like, well, I'll vote yes, but I wasn't really confident on what I was voting on. So what I love about the project that we're doing is that this guide gives you basically information on city council's initiatives in different industries, and it helps you kind of get an idea of what else is on the ballot besides elected officials.
I can personally talk about how this is going to help others. Leading a team of 99 members and thinking of them, thinking of how I can help and getting them more civically engaged.
There's actually a page where there's information on citizen boards and commissions, and anybody, and this is something that I actually learned in HAL, like anybody can be involved in these commissions, in these boards. So there's information on the guide. There's Parks and Rec, there's music, there's human rights. So whatever interests you have as a citizen, it doesn't matter what you do in life, what experience you have, you are encouraged to be an active participant and have an even greater impact by joining these commissions. I am very excited to work with individuals that come from different backgrounds and in a project that's very relevant to everyone.
100%. As soon as we print this book, I will be sharing with anyone that speaks Spanish. I think even in English, right? I tell everyone about this book. I'm like, if you don't know anything about getting civically engaged, start with this book and you can make a difference.
Being part of this team, sharing this project with other professional individuals has really motivated me to learn about each other's industries, about what we all do, because we all come from different type of jobs, and it's interesting to learn from each other. Coming together and having the same goal, anything can be possible as long as we all focus on the same and share our minds to how do we get there, how do we do this, how can we help our community, and I think that that's a huge part of why we're here.
I like the fact that we're able to help people that, you know, we were once in their shoes.
If you are a curious person, if you're somebody that constantly wants to develop, if you're somebody that wants to grow, if you're somebody that values the importance of networking, I would say that HAL is the best thing you could do. They don't only teach you one specific topic, right? I know I've talked a lot about civic engagement, but there are a vast variety of different topics that they really want you to be informed about, and then they tailor it to the Hispanic community. So we've heard about finance, we've heard about healthcare, we've heard about education, we've heard about arts. I know we got a presentation from the C-suite executive from JP Morgan Chase, and she said leverage your networks. That is probably the most important value of her career, and the most important advice that she gave was networks. She wouldn't be where she was without the networks that she built, and HAL gives us the opportunity to build those networks, develop, and grow.